Hi, Prashant here. Welcome to Make Market here. And today I will be sharing about how to implement Pixel on your website through Google Tag Manager. Not just Pixel, but also track the conversions and also send the value of the conversion through Pixel to Facebook. So let's jump right in. So this is my Tag Manager account. Several tags already deployed, and I've deployed Google Analytics. I've deployed the other tags. I've deployed the conversion tracking, Google Ads remarketing. I've implemented the add to cart event tracking or button click tracking. Now I'm going to implement the Facebook pixel on my website through Google Tag Manager. So this is my website. You see, this is the homepage of my website. You have all the other tags. Like you see, if you go to Tag Manager, you'll find the other tags. But if you go to Pixel, the Pixel is not the Pixel helper is not firing anything because there's no pixel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a pixel on the website through Google Tag Manager. So this is a pixel. I think you know how to create a pixel or how to find a pixel. You go to Business Manager, you click on Business Manager, or you go to Ads Manager, and there you have an option called pixels. You click on pixel, and here is the pixel. You take this, you copy this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Tag Manager. I'm going to click a new tag. When I click on new tag, it's asking me what's it. So I say it's a Facebook pixel, and I go here and I select the custom HTML because Facebook does not, Tag Manager does not give the option of adding the pixel ID and all. So you have to go and select the custom HTML and copy paste the code here. This is the pixel, and this pixel has to fire on all pages. So I'm going to set a trigger. Trigger is a condition that decides as to on which pages or at what times you want the tag to be deployed. So I chose a trigger. I already have a trigger called all pages. So I select the trigger called all pages. So whenever people visit any page of mine, I want my pixel to fire a hit to Facebook. So yes. So I click on save. Done. So once I've done that, so I go to preview here. When I go to preview, it will put my entire browser in a different mode altogether. So I think it's in preview mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to refresh my website. You see my website, the pixel helper track the pixel. You see, this is the pixel is found. So this pixel helper says that one page view was sent to Facebook server, and that data would be available for this pixel ID. Now the question is, this anybody can do, but my question is, what if I have to implement some standard events? So Facebook does not just give you the base pixel, they also help you track the actions that people do on the site. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to implement those standard events as well. So I click on continue after I paste the base pixel. So it's asking me the two options: use Facebook's event setup tool. This is a new feature that you can use to track the buttons or the links on the website without using Google Tag Manager. That I will create a separate video for that. That's a new feature from Facebook. But I'm going to go with this option where it reads manually install event code. So once I come here, system is asking me, what do you want to track? So I say maybe I want to track the purchase. So yeah, once I select the purchase, system is giving me the option. Hey, this is the code that you have to place on the thank you page. That means that's a page that people go to after they made the transaction. But it's asking me, hey, do you only want to track the conversions or you want to track the value of the conversion? So if I put 1,000 here, every time people go to this thank you page, system will record as a value of 1,000. But I don't want to do that because mine is an e-commerce site and this is separate, different products with different IDs. So what I want to do is I want to pass the actual value, the transaction value after the transaction happens. That means if somebody goes and purchases a product worth of 10,000 rupees, the transaction value will be 10,000. So I want to pass that value to Facebook. So what I'm going to do is I put 1 here, whatever value, and I put INR. Currency. You see the code here, so I take this code, and what I do is I go to Tag Manager and I deploy this code using Tag Manager, but this has to fire only on the thank you page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call this purchase event FB, and this is the tag that we just got, and this tag is again an HTML tag, so I copy this tag here. But remember, the value 1 should not be there, so I have to replace this value with the actual transaction value. So to help you know where that transaction value is there. So I'll go to my website. If you go to my website, what I've done is this is a WooCommerce site, WordPress site. So I'm using a plugin called WordPress, Google Tag Manager for WordPress. So what this does is it automatically creates a data layer. So anytime people go to my website and see any product, the product information is all placed in data layer. Now data layer is like a virtual layer where the developer puts the information about the products in that layer so that the other tag manager or third party tools can read it. So yeah, I'm in the home page. So if I go to one particular page, let's imagine I'm going to this particular product page. Now since the browser is in a separate mode, the debug mode, the preview mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to load this page again. You see the debug here, the preview, the Facebook pixel also fired. But if I go to data layer, you see all the products, the product ID and the product price, they're all already in the data layer. Right? If you're working with a hard-coded website, you have to ask your developer to put this information in data layer. But since I'm using the WooCommerce plugin of WordPress and I'm using Google Tag Manager for WordPress, the data layer is automatically added by this plugin. So what I want to do is after people make a payment, they go to transaction page. So let's do some action. So I go to click on add to cart. I'm trying to make a payment. So I go to checkout. I go to checkout. When I go to check it, it's asking me all the information. It's already there. It's pre-filled. So what I'm going to do is I'm click on save and place an order. Now when I click on place an order, it is going to get me to a page called as thank you page, which is transaction page. Now when I go to transaction page, again there's a data layer. Again I'm saying if you're working with the actual website, hardcore website, you have to ask your developer to put that information data layer. But because it's a WooCommerce, I'm using a small plugin, and the plugin is adding all those information, the transaction ID, transaction total, and all those things to data layer. So you see this is the checkout page. You see the data layer. You see the transaction total is also there. So this is the ID that is actually holding the value, which is the price of the product, 20,000. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one variable here. I'm going to create one variable here. The variable I've already created. Let me show you that variable once again. So I'm discarding these changes. I created one variable, a user defined variable, calling it as a data layer variable. You see there is one variable called data layer variable. So I created a variable named transaction value, and this data layer variable and tag manager is going to bring that value. And where is that value assigned to transaction total? You come here, you see transaction total. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a data layer variable with the same ID, and I'm saying this is the variable name, right? And the value that is there is 20,999, and that value is assigned to this one. So and this value is stored in this variable. So I already have this variable. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to tag again. I'm using that particular variable Facebook purchase event. I click on tag configuration. So I click on a custom HTML, and this is the code that I'm going to copy, right? But I don't want this value 1 here. I want this value to be dynamically replaced. And where that value is stored? In the data layer variable that we create as transaction value. And how you can do that is simply open to flower braces and you find the transaction value. And automatically whenever purchase happens, this is going to fire, and that value, the transaction value, which is 10,200 whatever it is, dynamically replaced with the value. And this information is going to go to the Facebook server. But this has to fire on which page? On all pages. But even before that, we have to make sure that purchase event fires only after the pixel is fired. So I'm going to select this option called fire a tag before purchase event, and it's asking which tag. So I'm saying Facebook pixel, because purchase event of Facebook will only work after the pixel gets fired. So I give the same condition. Now it has to trigger only on one page, which is the thank you page. You see. So when I click on save, I've implemented the purchase, and I'm also adding the value, and I'm adding that value dynamically by holding that value in a transaction value, which is the data layer, and data layer is going to bring that value from the data layer, right? Again, it's in preview mode, so I'm going to go to the site again. I'm going to make a transaction again. Yeah. So what I'm going to go is I'm going to go to all products. I'm going to all products. All the product IDs, the product prices are already available in data layer. If I click on data layer, you'll find all the products and their corresponding the prices. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this product, which is 91,999. I go to the particular product page, and again on this page also you'll have a data layer where all these details are added to the data layer. You see, all the details about the product and the price and all, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on add to cart, because I want to do that event, because that event has to get fired and we can find the same information in Facebook Pixel Helper. So I click on checkout. The information is already preloaded. So I'm going to make a transaction here. So I click on place order. I click on place order. When I click on place order, it is going to take me to a transaction page, a completion page, and you see on that particular page, you see the data layer is there, but this data layer we already identified through our data layer variable, right? You see the tag here. Now when I go to this tag, the Facebook purchase event, when I click on purchase event, one moment, let me go to Pixel Helper. Yeah, purchase event is fired, and see the value is also passed. And this value was dynamically replaced through a data layer variable created in Tag Manager, and that data layer variable was getting information from the information in data layer. So this is how you pass, and the same technique, same approach is followed if you're tracking conversions and the value of the conversions in Google AdWords as well. And if you want more information, you can stay connected. Let us know if you want me to create some more videos. I can happily do that. Thank you so much. And if ever you're interested to learn about digital marketing, Bootcamp is a place. Make Marketer Bootcamp is India's first 100% real-time digital marketing immersive. You do everything live, 100% live. So you'll have your own website. You'll do all these things in a way that when you go to interview, people don't ask you, do you know them? You will tell them, I have been working on them. That's how intense it's going to be. And thank you so much. If you ever pass by, you can come down to our office. Thank you. And I will see you soon. Thank you.